Almost speechless. What an incredible atmosphere. So grateful for the opportunity to compete for a championship in our home city against an unbelievable team with this crowd. Like, you don't get this all the time, and we're really grateful just for that opportunity, and then to come out and play the way that we did. As a coach, like, your greatest hope is that you get to see your players celebrate, and it doesn't always happen. It especially doesn't happen when you're pretty good, because then it takes real achievements to celebrate. But we're really proud to be the Big Ten regular season champions. I think that's the truest test of consistency of excellence. But mostly, I think the way we won shows the growth of our team. It literally took every single person. It was such a team effort. UCLA is as good as advertised. That, you know, we've had to be better to beat them twice and to be the champs. So I'm a very lucky coach to have these two. They're the best duo in the country. I thought they were locked in all week. I thought the mentality is what was the differentiator, and they came out and did their thing and led their team to a Big Ten title.
Start here with Beth, and then go Sabrina and Jordan.
JuJu, you're the only one not wearing any Big Ten championship stuff.
know.
What's up with that?
Well, like, I don't really wear hats because I got the bun. So. And then we were spraying water, so I was soaked, and I had to change.
Nothing to do with you don't want to jinx anything for what's to come down the road.
No, I mean, I'm confident. You know, the work speaks for itself, so as long as we continue to stick with the process, we'll see success.
Sabrina.
For Kiki, you made that jumper in the fourth quarter. I don't know if you shrugged or was like looking at Cheryl.
I don't know. I think I was just so hyped. I was sitting for a while, but I was happy for my teammates, so I had a lot of energy, and I just kind of wanted to bring that energy in when I had my opportunity.
And then you're, stranger to winning championships in the regular season, so how does this one feel?
It feels great for my seniors, like Ray and Clarice. You know, all the week we've talked about they've never got a win in poly, so I feel like it was extra special. We wanted to win this Big Ten championship, but for them to end their senior year and have a win at poly was super special.
Jordan.
JuJu, last 3 times you played UCLA, we're averaging 34 points, 10.3 rebounds, 4.3 blocks. Had another stat sheet suffered again today. Just why are you so successful against UCLA? When it comes to those big time games, how are you just able to turn it on just from the moment the ball tips off?
I think I would be remiss to say, like, this, playing UCLA doesn't motivate me extra. So that's an aspect. I think for this, I've never won regular season, so just another thing to kind of tick off the list. But I think when you play with players like Kiki and like the team we have, and like Kiki said, our seniors, you want to do your best. You don't want to let anybody down. I don't want to let coach down. So whatever I have to do to do that and just go out there and have fun. I'm just out there playing, really.
Go Bill, Charlotte, and David. Bill.
You hear the fans chanting at you.
Yes. Yes, that definitely did fire me up. I know when I airballed, I couldn't help but smile because I knew everybody was going crazy. So, yeah, it's really cool. I love the atmosphere here, even though they're not on our side at all. I think that's really fun.
Charlotte.
You had a great first half, and then Kiki took over the second half. Can you talk about how you guys made the adjustment where y'all balanced each other out for both halves?
Yeah, I think, playing with JuJu, I'm super confident. I know if maybe I'm not having the best day, like, she's going to take care of what she needs to do, and I think vice versa. I think for me coming here, I just want to be kind of like that relief for her so that she can just go out and play and not have a lot of pressure on herself. But I think, honestly, it was a team effort. I don't think it was just us two. I think everybody stepped up and made some big, big plays. Avery had some big shots, consecutive threes that were kind of like changing the tide for us. Clarice playing great defense on Lauren Betts. So I don't think it's just us two. I think it was really a team effort today.
David, Ryan, and then Susie.
Coach, in the 2 games that you've played against them, it seems like, you guys have defended Lauren Betts as well as anyone has, which is no easy task. But, whether it's, Clarice one-on-one or you have somebody ready in the help, just what can you say about the overall impact, that your defense has had in these games?
Well, I think we're a really good defensive team, and we try to game plan adjust. Just shout out to Coach Dale Farrow, my assistant, just did a phenomenal scout both times. But we, again, the teamwork thing, we know we have Rhea and Clarice and Kiki in her minutes and throw multiple bodies at her. And then we also have the athleticism to say we want to make her touches tough but not give up wide open threes. You know, when I watched them kind of run everybody, you know, out, usually it was people did one or the other. Like you completely double and triple Lauren in their target practice from three, or they're leaving her one-on-one and then she's shooting a high percentage. And I just think we have an ability, maybe the best that we can, to do a little bit of both. And we have really good athletes and defenders who commit to it, but seeing Rhea in tandem and then our guard play, and you know, Kiki flew and stole that one entry pass. Like, I just think everyone really complements one another on the defensive end and buys into it.
Ryan, and then Cece, and then I forget to look into it.
For JuJu, Kiki, what was just that post-game scene like in the locker room, celebrating, and Lindsay, seeing that scene kind of play out, knowing how far this program has come since you took over? It's been over 30 years since you guys have won a regular season conference title. I guess, what does that mean to you, just seeing them celebrate like that?
I mean, it's as fun as it gets, right? Like, that's what you want them to achieve their goals. You want them to experience these moments, and that's the best thing. But it really goes down to our staff. Courtney Jacobs never won in Poly, and she's been, you know, on the staff and a player here for a long time. We have an entire team in there, players, coaches, everyone who are champions, and that bonds you more than anything. And then to do it the way we did it, I mean, like I said, you know, these two are unguardable. Like, I think they're both playing their best basketball now, which is scary. You know, someone asked, well, Kiki in the second half, well, she didn't really play the first half because of the fouls. So, you know, we just know there's no matchups for them, but the way they've empowered their teammates to be great too. I mean, Rhea with 5 assists and 0 turnovers. I mean, come on, at the 5 spot, like, that's unreal. And you know, that they mentioned, Malia Samuels off the bench really sat there for the first half and then came in and was a plus 13. So to have the celebration after the way that we played together is very, very gratifying. And it's just fun. It's college basketball. It's supposed to be fun. There was confetti and water and cheering for each other. Like, you relish those moments.
Cece, Andrew, LT.
Coach and Juju's right?
Yes.
Last year, you guys won the last Pac-12 tournament champion, and this year, you guys have won the very first Big Ten conference championship. Tell me how that feels and what it means for the program to achieve that kind of sort.
I mean, winning is really what it's all about. We joked, I mean, Kiki won a regular season title last year. The USC team won the Pac-12 title. Now we're all winning a regular season title together. Like, at the end, you know, it's like way too early to talk about legacies and stuff, but impact, right? If you impact winning, there's a lot of great players in the country, but I think I've got the two best because of impact on winning. TVO, we brought someone in to help us get over the hump and just win. I think that says a ton, but for our school and the belief they had in me to hire me and invest in women's basketball, I mean, you dream about this stuff, championships, and I'm just, you know, we're not done. There's a lot more. There's a Big Ten conference tournament and there's an NCAA tournament, but I think you have to stop and recognize moments along the way or else you lose the joy of it, and we will celebrate a Big 10 regular season title, and then we'll get back to work and say, what's the next challenge in front of us?
Mm-hmm. Andrew, LT, and Amadi.
JuJu, you said you heard the chants from the UCLA students on this stage, but when you were subbed out at the end there was pretty loud "We Are SC" chant. How fun is that here in Poly?
Oh yeah, that was cool. I was like, what are they saying? Like, I was trying to figure out like who's talking right now. I thought they were saying like a UCLA chant. I was like, y'all are losing. But to hear that SC was there and we had some people in there, it was really cool. Just to see that we get the love, you know, even when we go across town, we still get the home spirit. So it was really cool to see, and the whole crowd was just unbelievable on both sides.
LT.
This question's for all three. Let's talk about the mental toughness of this team.
Yeah, I mean, I could go on, and some stuff is really more for our locker room, but the examples I would say right now are, you know, to be a star player and get 3 fouls in the quickly and have to sit, and then still be able to come out and dominate, like, that's mental, right? Like, the physical is always there, it's that ability, right? Or, you know, I think what doesn't get talked about with JuJu enough is the amount of just attention she gets, and from scrutiny and positive, it's a lot, but her ability to focus and say, what do I need to do for me to be at my best and for the team to win? Like, those are mental aspects. And really, the team, we knew that UCLA is really good, And we knew that they pride themselves on their hustle plays and rebounds and stuff. So we had to be the more mentally and physically tough team. And not because we felt like anyone else wasn't going to do that on the other side, but because we needed to do it at a higher level. I thought we were a really, really mentally tough team today. When they made the run to start the second half, and our response to that run was really important. And all of a sudden, I think they cut it to 5 or 6, and it was back to 11 right away, and that was it really key.
Come on.
Kiki, at halftime, you went to halftime with 3 fouls, and most of the starters kind of foul trouble and whatnot. What was kind of the message for you guys and for you particularly? What were they kind of telling you when you were here about kind of staying calm and playing the team and
Yeah, I think Coach Will, I always sit next to her, so she was always talking to me, but just like being smart, like I can be aggressive, but also be smart. So not getting like my 3rd foul is a dumb foul. So being very smart with how I was playing, still being aggressive, and understanding I can still impact the game without being overly aggressive. And then she was just like, it's a new half, so it's really 0-0. Everything that happened in the first half is done, it's gone. And as I was sitting, I was just like, how can I impact my teammates? How can I be, joyful on the bench, cheering them on? And then once it came second half, I was like, I was sitting too long, so let me go to work.
We'll go Henry, Jim, and then Sirat, last question.
Coach, you talked about the scout you guys put together. Obviously, I think the talk was more about what adjustments they would make since you guys won the first game. But coming from that first game and watching film, what was the main thing that you wanted to do differently for better today?
I didn't say this all week because I don't know if they knew, but JuJu was so good in the first game. I think in the second and third quarter, the rest of our team was like 0 for 25. And we have a really good team. And we have, I think, learned to appreciate the greatness sort of our stars and also value what everyone else does. So I knew we could be better on offense, whether or not, she did the same thing again. And obviously she came out, it was pretty hot to start. But I thought, that's like I didn't really say to them. Like I just knew we could do a lot better on offense, which we did. Defensively, we wanted to, just get Lauren's dribble a little bit more, like push her out, not let her get anything easy. We adjusted kind of where we doubled from at times. We gave up, I thought, some looks that we could take away. And I mean, they're really good. So there were minor adjustments, but it was like doubling down on what we do well that they can't stop and also making a couple adjustments. But I just knew if we could unleash our offense, it would be, it would be just more balanced in that sense. And I'm really glad that, our entire team came ready to play. We needed everybody.
Jim.
Lindsay, you talked earlier about having a couple days off and then getting back to work. How important is it to have that double bye in the conference tournament? Now you're going to have a couple extra days to recover and prepare.
Yeah, I mean, at this time of year, rest is really critical. It's as critical as the work. The recovery, we do treat them in that sense like pros, of recovery and rest, and me trusting that we're still going to get the work in with more days, for sure. Now, with a double bye, and I haven't thought about it yet, you got to be ready on that first day because another team has played, right? So usually the byes help you later in the tournament. Like, we got to be ready to go, but I think we will. But there's no question, we put our bodies on the line. They fly around. Like, they need that rest and recovery, and that'll help us, I think, be ready to go for, 3 games in 3 days in Indy.
Last question here, Sirat.
This is for Lindsay. For Rhea, first of all, she was really, really hyped, after practice, for the rivalry and all of that. I'm curious what she was like, sort of behind the scenes, keeping you guys intense, but also for her to have, game high plus 18, and just do all these little things in front of all these WNBA scouts. I'm curious just how that feels for the coach.
I mean, just so I can't put into words how proud I am of her and the leadership she's had all year. I really look at the way the rest of the team responds to her. It's pretty amazing, but she just has really leaned into what she does for this team. And 6 points, 6 rebounds, 5 assists, no turnovers, a block. I don't know. I don't know if that jumps off to anyone else as much as it does to us. But I've said it. I think she's moving up draft boards because in the W, you play with 2 players like this and you do your job with that. And I think she's proven she's just a winning player, but her energy, her toughness, it's not easy to go out there and guard Lauren Betts, but she just does. I thought she was terrific on offense. She has such a good feel for the game now. She knocked down her shots. She was facilitated when we needed to. I thought she was really, really good.